Hey y'all, this is JR, one half of the R&B representative. Shout out to my sister Naturally Elise. And this is the 21st episode of JR's Motown Life. Now, the song that I will be discussing on this episode is David Ruffin, My Whole World Ended the Moment You Left Me. My whole world ended the moment you left me. Uh, uh, Clearly, y'all know I love this record. This joint is a classic in my household, for real, for real. But this song was released on January 20, 1969. It was number 2 on the R&B charts, and it was number 9 on the Hot 100. This was written by Javi Fuqua, Johnny Bristol, Pam Sawyer, and James Roach, and it was actually produced by Javi Fuqua and Johnny Bristol. Now, this was actually David's first solo single after leaving the Temptations. So there was a lot that went along with it. So y'all know I'm here to give y'all the behind the scenes and the facts and all that good stuff. So let's get this started. So as we know, David Ruffin was kicked out of the Temptations in 1968 for his crazy behavior and the things that he was doing that he really didn't realize it was a group and he wanted it to be David Ruffin and the Temptations. And Otis said, no, don't think so. And he's a, who coming to see you, Otis? Clearly ain't nobody coming to see you no more, David. That's what Otis said. Goodbye, for real. But no. So after, David was kicked out of the group, what he did was he tried to sue Motown to get out of his contract and get money that he felt like he was owed. And Motown countersued. And they was like, nope, no, 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 no. You're not gonna break this contract that you signed, because actually David Ruffin signed a solo deal, then he signed with the Temptations. You know what I mean? So he had two different deals, but after he got up to Temptations, obviously that contract was voided and he still had the solo. So he tried to get out of that, but Motown countersued and it ended up getting settled and he actually stayed with Motown. So, that kind of caused a little bit of a between David and Motown and all of that good stuff. But they knew he was a good talent and they knew, wait, we need to get some music out on him and all that. And that's when Harvey Fuqua stepped in and he found, My Whole World Ended. Him and Johnny and Pam and James, they all wrote this record. And, and to be honest, this song was supposed to be given to the Temptations, and David would have did it if he was still there. He would have done it lead. He would have been lead, you know what I mean, on this song. So, and if you listen to it, you definitely get that flavor. You know what I mean? Like for real, because the similarities and the flavor that it has, like the last Temptations single that David was singing lead on is I Could Never Love Another. After Loving You was actually produced by Norman Whitfield, which actually had that same feeling, in the beginning with kind of like an operatic metal, dramatic type of thing that Norman Whitfield was actually doing with the Temptations. Then if you listen to All I Need that Frank Wilson actually did with the Temptations, you get that same intro vibe with it. And obviously with the way David is singing on it, he's giving you the flavor of I Know I'm Losing You, which Norman Whitfield did. So, and if you listen to the way he attacks the song, it sounds like a Temptations record. And crazy because you know who's on the backgrounds? The Originals. The Originals are the group that sung Baby I'm For Real. They did it first before After 7. And they're singing background. If you listen to it, it sounds like Eddie. It sounds like Paul. It sounds like Otis. It sounds like Melvin. It sounds like them on the background. So to be honest with you, it sounds like a Temptations record. So basically when this came out, it's kind of like, oh, is the Temptations still behind them? You know what I mean? So you still get the same flavor, to be honest with you. And with all that being said, you really thought that this was going to be a big, big career for David, especially that this song did really, really well. You know what I mean? So, but unfortunately, like I said, the bad blood that was caused between, David and Motown during that time, and then David was dealing with his own personal stuff. It kind of ruined his career because, like I said, I think he should have went. If he could have got out that contract, he should have went with Gamble and Huff and took it behind the Philly, and they would have did him right. You know what I mean? But neither here nor there. But this song is still yet a classic when you talk about David's music. You know, you talk about him with the Temps, but you're also going to talk about this record because it was a hit for him. You know what I mean? So there's three people that actually did this song. It was two that was actually Motown artists, and it was one that wasn't. The Shotlights did it in 1969, and they kind of did an extra upbeat to the record. So I like it. And then the Spinners, when they were with Motown, they did it, but they kind of did it just like David. And then their Motown's first blue-eyed soul artist, her name was Kiki D, and she did it in 1970, which I like her version. All three versions are amazing, but David was just one voice. He had that one voice that you just couldn't deny, and I love his version. So all the versions are great, but David was the first. You know what I mean? So there you go, you guys. You got kind of all of the facts and kind of all the things that went behind making this record. You know what I mean? So hopefully y'all go and listen to it, listen to the other samples, and then tell me what you think in the comments. So hopefully I will see y'all on another episode of JR's Motown Life. Peace.